Hey, Father Taylor here, and I'm recording this late on Thursday the 22nd, but maybe it'll still get published. Either way, it's your weekly eBlast. First of all, a couple things to get a quick in for you to think about going to. On Monday, on Monday coming up, there is a training at Eno Hall, and that is on the use of Narcan. It's a 1 hour training from 6 to 7 where you'll get the whole thing explained to you. What Narcan does, symptoms to look for people that might be overdosing on fentanyl or heroin, and how one shot of Narcan can buy you 15, 20 minutes to save a person's life. And at the end of the training, you'll get a Narcan kit that you can keep in your car, something like that. Talk about Good Samaritan. You'd never know what's going to happen. I've seen training videos where a police officer was looking at a suspect's car, opened the trunk, just the way that the vacuum forms when you open up the trunk and the air goes up. There was a slightest bit of Narcan, and the police officer was suddenly overdosing on Narcan, or overdosing on fentanyl, I'm sorry, and was saved by Narcan. All the first responders have it. I just got out of a ride along with an officer. Every police car has it. And the more people that have it, the more able, maybe, you just never know, maybe you could save a life. Eno Hall, 6 to 7, that's put on by the Simsbury, town of Simsbury Social Services. Tonight, I hadn't realized it starting so soon, but tonight starts the course in the Citizens Police Academy right here in Simsbury at the police department. What's that about? I believe it's 10 weeks. You get a lot of information about what police officers do. They train, all kinds of information about what's going on. Why would you consider that? Well, I tell you what, the people who know the most about what goes on in your town are the police officers. And so when you go to that class, you find out a lot more about what police officers do, what the Simsbury Police Department does, and you meet them. You get to meet a whole mess of police officers and give them support. So you guys know I'm the chaplain for the police department, and I try to get down there. Now Thursdays is my day of getting down there and trying to hang out with guys and just give some support. So anyway, Police Academy, if you text me that you want to go, I will do my best to get you into the class. So if you're interested in going to the Citizens Police Academy, I believe it starts like at 6 o'clock. If you're interested in going and becoming and signing up for that, give me a text. I'll contact the chief and see what I can do by getting you in. So 2 police in the area, thanks. Narcan, Eno Hall, 6 to 7 on Monday. Citizens Police Academy, Thursday evenings, 6 to 8:30. Give me a call if you're interested in going. All right, what's happening in our church coming up? Sunday, we are on week 2 of our after church video by N.T. Wright on Lent for Everyone, the book of Mark. Really great stuff. We had great conversations last week. So that's the link for that is on the website. So if you're unable to make it in person, you can still get a lot out of that video. The table discussions are great, but sometimes you're unable to come. If you can just come for a couple, great to come and just be involved in dealing, kind of getting deeper in, getting some other connections with your other folks that in our community. Great. Also, the videos for 5 different practices, spiritual practices, are up. The videos are between 5 to 7 minutes, and it's really a strong suggestion to begin to try to get involved with one of those. And they range from silence to fellowship to a scripture meditation. There's all kinds of 5 really good ones. I'm working on Thanksgiving, so let me just give you a little update. So I set my watch, my phone here. I set it up originally to thinking that I was all set for my 3 alarms a day. And guess what? I wasn't. I set the first day, I was able to do 2 out of 3, and then I didn't think about it. and then my alarms didn't go off. And guess what? I forgot to do the Thanksgiving. You need these little like tweaks, in your schedule if you're going to follow through on some of these things. So I have to get back to the drawing board, get my schedule set up for that. And if you miss, you just try to be gracious with yourself and say, try again tomorrow. Get back on the horse and try it again tomorrow. If you're in a group and you come on Sundays, you get the reinforcement of what's been happening with your practice. But anyway, ways of doing options for Lent. We got all these options for Lent. So that's coming up. So just also remember, also coming up soon is the evensong, which is a big part of our tradition here. That we do evensong. There are two Vesper services, which are like short evening worship services. I mean, they're like 40 minutes tops that Deacon Denise leads. And we're also cooking up some new ideas. Let you know about First Friday Cafe. So we're starting a new idea called First Friday Cafe, which is on, I believe it's at, is it six? But the times are in. I don't want to give you the wrong time, but check the time out in the text below. Can some worship songs, some people just getting together. There's going to be some food. I think we're going to start ordering pizza. You can bring your own food. People sit at tables. It's kind of a relaxed environment to do some worship music together and to give some testimonies. What is God doing in our lives? It's a really nice format that I would encourage you to come to try out a First Friday Cafe. It's not a church service. This is why I added the word cafe. Cafe means like, I had a coffee and a Danish or something. I don't know. So anyway, we have food involved. It's a great way just to be able to get together and do some worship music. Now, at the same time, I'd like your prayers because I'm getting some interest in doing a wider version of this, which involves other churches and other musicians. So I talked to a pastor today from a church, and he said, I can't believe you're doing this. We've had the same idea, and we've developed a whole room here for a cafe. Maybe we should start at your place. So the idea is, imagine this, more and more Christians getting together Friday night. And so now you're getting together with other Christians that don't go to the same church as you. We're hearing music. Some people have written some songs. Some people who don't get to play on their Sunday group get to play. It's just a really nice collection of music and worship and Christian fellowship. So that First Friday, and that's always the first Friday of the month. So we're getting ready for the first Friday in March. All right. So those are the things I got for you right now. God bless you and continue to seek the Lord. What the world needs most, and I think what God is trying to employ is Christians who know the Lord and can become assets in their communities in different ways. So that's what we're about, worshiping the Lord and being disciples who can become assets in God's mission. I almost forgot. Last piece, I put a little summary about the elevator. You know that for 3 years, we have pursued elevator repair people. It has been very difficult to do, and we've gotten some. And the bottom line is this, is that just when we thought we were really close to getting the thing repaired, it turns out there was a pre-existing problem that the folks knew about, but went ahead and tried to make this panel, even though they knew perhaps it wasn't going to work. And so we thought we were very close, and we found out that we're not close at all. So the vestry is continuing to work, particularly with Kathy Oakes and Jeff Sutton. We're working very hard to figure out how we're going to get people up and down several floors. The chairlift idea is not going to work. So 100 people have said, why don't you get a chairlift? Well, that's not going to work. So we are still pursuing what are we going to do about our ability to use an elevator to get people up to the hall. That's the main function, or to get people down. If you were joined our church and you were in a wheelchair and you wanted to sing in the choir, how would you get to practice without an elevator? So this is why we're still working on this idea. But I want to let you know that as much as we've worked and how close we thought we were in December, turned out to be a big disappointment for all of us. We're not finished. We're going to continue to work on that, and we'll continue to ask God to help us figure out what are we supposed to do now that it seems like we're coming to the running out of options with the repairs of our current elevator. So anyway, that's the story. Check out the stuff that's written. God bless you, and I hope to see you this Sunday.